Now it's that time on the Ron Johnson Show for the Daily Three. That's 3 questions, 3 minutes each, like I said before. But hey, today I'm going to make sure I hit on every topic Sam has because I want to make sure I really dive into these today. I don't know why, but basketball, I love it. And I can't believe the Twins are doing something they haven't done. So, Sam, take it away.
The Twins just wrapped a pretty tough stretch where they didn't have a lot of pitchers. They were missing key guys. Royce Lewis has an ACL issue. Not great on the injury front, but they come out of a 9-game stretch 5-4. They go 2-1 against the Blue Jays, 1-2 against the Yankees, 2-1 against the Rays over the weekend. Did the Twins earn some respect in this latest stretch, Ron?
Yeah, the fact that they got one from the Yankees for sure. The only little piece I would say is they gave up a lead. That was hurtful with the Yankees. That's one, but again, to be in that game and to kind of show early dominance like that just shows that they're there, they're close. Like they're right at that cusp of saying, you know what, we can battle with anybody. But yeah, they definitely did. I mean, with that road stretch like that, being shorthanded, when they went to Canada, all that stuff, and to come away 5-4, it could have been a lot worse. I thought the wheels were going to fall off after those Yankees losses, and they found a way to keep it together. Like they kept the wheels on the bus, kept going round and round, as the kids would say. So yeah, they definitely earn my respect. I don't know about the baseball fans because I'm not a baseball aficionado. Maybe we'll have to get a baseball guy on and talk about that. Maybe get LaVelle Neal back. But that's something that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're not going to do it. And then they're like, oh, they did it. So again, that high early grade point average is doing well, and now they're continuing to stick with it. They're that B average. They're just, if they could stick at that B average, the way they started off as a almost 3.8. Now they just got to stick in that 3.0, average, and they're just going to be there. They'll be right there in the mix for the playoffs.
They've played 62 games. They've got exactly 100 to go. And Luis Arraez, by the way, is at the point where he is must-watch TV when he's at the plate. He's the best hitter in baseball. He's hitting .359, hit a grand slam on Saturday to turn a 3-0 deficit into a 4-3 lead. The guy's magic with the baseball bat in his hands. So that's a big reason why I'm tuning in, because I want to see Arraez at the plate. He's super fun to watch. Warriors-Celtics tonight, Game 5. The line has shifted on BetOnline from 3.5 favored the Warriors to now 4 on betonline.net. Ron, give me your thoughts. Game 5. Do the Warriors cover the 4-point spread, or do the Celtics?
That's tough. This game has been absolutely bananas. And again, it's emotion. After watching that Game 4, watching, Steph Curry kind of get back into his magic. But then, that Game 3, I talked about the Celtics, dominated the Warriors. So at this point, I think the Warriors, I think whoever wins will cover. That's a dumb answer, but I think whoever you're betting on to win, just bet on them to cover because they're going to do it. Whether it is just the Celtics winning or the Warriors winning by 5. That's the key for me is I think the Warriors will get it done. They're back home. They're building. When Steph gets to going, getting hot and hitting threes, that building is a different animal. It's a different animal. Like you see him hit 1 3, then 2 threes, then 3 threes, then 4 threes. If he gets into one of those where it's just like guys are running at him just to save their own life and he is on, it's lights out. Like he has the knockout punch. But this is the key to that. Because of his rest, how Steve Kerr's been resting and fans weren't happy with that. If Steve Kerr has to rest him at some point and the Celtics use that, like, because I know, if you think about Brad Stevens and some of the way they're looking. Oh, no, it's not Brad Stevens anymore. It's what's his name? Nia Long's husband. When you look at that, if you think about that and the way that he knows, like, hey, at some point Steph's going to come out. That's got to be our time to take over. If they can keep that mindset and stay in that game, then it could get scary. But if Steph Curry can come out of that game and rest and not have any worry, like they're up 10 and there's no real worry, it's going to be the Warriors game for me.
Ime Udoka, their head coach, I believe is how you say
he's
it.
married to Nia Long. That's all I know. He's Nia Long's husband in my eye. That's all I'm calling him.
Your prediction about Steph Curry being an MVP, though, is looking great if the Warriors win this series, because even in the games where he's been, or when they've lost, he's been red hot. He really hasn't had a down game yet.
Right.
And if not for, the end of Game 1, where they blew that lead and blew a great Curry game, he would be a shoo-in for MVP at this point. They'd be looking to clinch the series tonight, if not for that game one collapse. Last one, we have a Stanley Cup final. The Tampa Bay Lightning will face off against the Colorado Avalanche. And Ron, no one's talking about this nationally, but it's huge. The Tampa Bay Lightning are going for the first professional sports three-peat since the 2002 Lakers. It's been 20 years since a team has accomplished this. Would they become one of the great dynasties in sports history if they win this series?
I say yes, it's going to get bought up. But problem is, like you're saying, it's not a national story. If this were the Warriors, or this was the Bulls, or this was, the Bucks, anybody was heading towards that. This was the Patriots, that would be a big story. Even the Yankees, that would be a story. But for some reason, and I know why, I'm not a hockey guy. I love going now. I mean, I went to my first playoff game this year, but or my hockey game period, playoff, whatever. But it's just not. It's not something everybody's like, whoa. But the hockey world's talking about it. I mean, we're gonna have Jason Zucker on in about a week, and I know he's gonna talk about it. But yeah, when you look at the Avalanche and how they skated and how they just not say dominated, but they had spurts of just like, yeah, we're a better team. And then the Lightning quietly just, hey, we're in this. We're done with this. We're ready for the final. It was like a quiet kind of a fight. It wasn't because if you look at what is it, the Panthers, I think, or Carolina, is the Carolina Panthers?
Florida Panthers?
Florida Panthers. Yeah. No, which the Carolina team? What's their name?
Hurricanes.
Yeah. So if you look at the Hurricanes and how they tweet and how they celebrate and how their social media blows up everything they do. If a dude ties his skates with his gloves on, it's on social media. That's not what we're getting out of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They kind of quietly are doing this. One, the noisy wheel gets the attention. The nail that sticks out gets hammered. Denzel Washington said in American Gangster, the loudest person in the room is gonna get hammered. And that's why he didn't want to wear that chinchilla, because they're gonna notice you. And so that's why the Tampa Bay Lightning is quietly, they don't want to blow this up, and they don't want their social media team jinxing them, throwing that out there. Hey, we're about to three-peat, or we have a chance to three-peat. They're all on the same accord. Hey, let's just play hockey. Let's be physical. Let's skate. Let's stay out of the penalty box. Let's make sure we're on the same page. Let's make sure we're substituting when we're tired. Hey, lines got to be working together. Guys got to communicate. And we gotta protect our goalie. We gotta clean out that area around the net. We gotta keep that clean for him. We gotta throw our bodies in front of these pucks, but we're gonna quietly do it. We're not gonna tweet it out. We're not gonna do TikToks. That's why I think it is a quiet story, because they're not blowing it up. Now, once they win, I'm pretty sure they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna have all kinds of history videos when they're gonna probably have the Bulls and like you said, the Lakers and all these teams that have done in the past. They're gonna create some kind of video with them and bring sports history together. But until then, we just gotta wait for this final to get started.
Yeah, they got to be one of the least recognizable super teams of all time. If you polled 1,000 dinner tables across America, I'm not sure anyone could recognize Steven Stamkos. They probably couldn't recognize Andrei Vasilevsky or Nikita Kucherov. They're just not household names. They're in the wrong market, certainly. I mean, and the Tampa fans love the Lightning. I think they're pretty well supported there. But the networks are not pumping up the Lightning like they are the Rangers or the Bruins or the Islanders or the Canadian teams. Even in Canada, that'd be a huge deal.
If Tampa Bay didn't have Tom Brady, I think Tampa would be getting a little bit more press too. The fact that they just won a Super Bowl, when the Tampa Bay, Lightning won as well. Football's king. Tom Brady's king. Tom Brady had tequila and almost threw the trophy in the lake, in the river. Tampa Bay's got to drop their trophy drop the Stanley Cup out of a plane or so. I mean, it's just hard to top all the stuff of Tom Brady. And so that's what Tampa Bay's dealing with as well. It's just hey, we got Brady. We got football back. Fans are excited about Brady. Is Gronk going to come back eventually? Gronk's tweeting. Julian Edelman's making jokes. So yeah, Tom Brady's a huge shadow to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Yeah, it's been great in Tampa the last few years, though. The Lightning never lose. The Bucks have a Super Bowl. The Rays were in a World Series. They didn't win, but man, Tampa is the quiet sports capital of the USA.
Yeah. Meanwhile, other places like Detroit
Crickets.
can't even
Minnesota
can't even sniff it.